Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is the Tattoed Tarot and today we are going to be getting you some messages from your twin flame's higher self. So you may have met this person in the 3D physical reality on Earth, or you may not have, but either way we're going to tap into your twin flame's higher self and get you some messages, a little bit about what's going on with them, where they're at, some messages for you as well. So we have 3 piles to choose from today. We have pile number 1, Live Wire, number 35, pile number 2, Entangled, number 13, and pile number 3, Over Your Shoulder, number 10. So take a second to tune in and decide which pile is for you, and the timestamp will be in the description and the pinned comments, and I shall see you at your reading. Hello everyone, for those of you who picked pile number 1, the Live Wire, number 35, this is going to be your reading on messages from your twin flame's higher self. So we've got the oracle cards here as well, and then we are going to tap in to some more personal messages here, the ones with the writing on them, and then we will finish out the reading with some extra special messages from the little Tupperware box. So tapping into your twin flame's higher self, it kind of feels like your twin flame, whether you have met them or not, is kind of going through a period of being at a crossroads right now with the indecision. They may have multiple paths opening up to them, and they are really gaining some kind of perspective here. Perhaps it is a time in their life where they are gaining more spiritual understanding with the Archangel Raziel here. I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. So there might have been some kind of spiritual awakening that has happened to them recently that is leading them down to a door to personal healing and happiness. They may be questioning a lot of things in their lives. They may be, leveling up in so many different ways here with this door to value. I'm seeing this as almost like, perhaps if this is someone who has had, wounding or issues around their self-worth in the past, they are finally standing up to people and things and situations around them that are no longer serving them, and then it's kind of leading them to this crossroads. Having this new perspective, having this new spiritual understanding is allowing this person to really try and spread their wings here, and they are on a road of personal endeavor, personal freedom, personal happiness, personal healing. It does kind of feel like they are choosing themselves right now. So I'm not sure if you're in contact with this person or not. Again, you may have met this person, you may have not. Everyone's situation is going to be unique. So, I'm tapping into many different piles here and people. So please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But whether you have met this person or not, if you are not in communication with this person, it is because this person is choosing themselves. And that is very much needed. I feel like it is a lesson of theirs, this door to value. And that is what is going to bring them stability. That is what is going to bring them happiness and healing and being whole within themselves. I really feel like their crown chakra is heavily been activated recently. I want to say in the last 6 to 12 months for some of you, but it feels more so recent within like the last 6 months, but it could be up to 12 months for some of them. And it feels almost like here with a spiritual understanding and all the geometric patterns here above the crown chakra, that they are integrating this knowledge. Things, and once they do choose themselves and make a decision, things are happening really effortless for them with this waterfall card here. It almost feels like as soon as they learn that lesson, as soon as they, choose that version of themselves, and, make that choice, things start falling into place for them quite effortlessly. So they may have had a period of kind of sinking back into themselves and doing the integration, doing the lessons, doing the healing work, doing the inner work, gaining that perspective, looking for answers, really questioning things and having that sense of curiosity. There might have been a seeker energy of them recently, really seeking out questions and the meaning of life and what it is that they want, and reflecting on past decisions, and also reflecting in in a period of introspection where they really are questioning, who it is that they want to be and what do they want out of life, what makes them happy personally. what would allow them to heal, what would allow them to, be happy in a job and make more money. They may have been making a lot of career-based decisions as well. And it's kind of gotten to a point now where it is almost like they're a live wire and they are ready to snap. But like when they snap back into reality and everything starts happening for them effortlessly. So they may have been in a period of almost stalling, or in a period of introspection, or in a hermit mode, in a period of quietness. And again, maybe just stood there at the crossroads thinking, do I want to go this way, or do I want to go this way? I'm seeing two lots of 8 here. We have number 8 on here, and then we have the 35. So 3 plus 5 equals 8. And 8 is, the infinity symbol if it's turned sideways, which is the strength card. I'm pretty sure it's the strength card in tarot. And if it's not the strength card, I know on a lot of my decks, the strength card does have the infinity symbol on the lion's head, which is giving me Leo energy. It's giving me 5th house energy. Someone who's tapping into their personal power, really getting back out there into the spotlight, really shining, really asserting their authority over their space. So this is someone who, once they do make a decision, they are stepping into their power. They are stepping into their strength. They may be a Leo in their sun, moon, or rising, but they don't have to be. That's just the kind of energy that I'm getting from the number 8s here and the links that I know to the tarot card. But it almost feels like everything is snapping into place. And people might even comment like, oh, everything happens so effortlessly for you. Or everything happens, you're just always so lucky. And I don't feel like this is a stroke of luck. I feel like this is knowledge and spiritual messages and knowledge that they have integrated that have allowed them to spread their wings. Okay, we've got Archangel Ariel here. Do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you are ready to soar. So I do really feel like they are leveling up in their life because they have turned within. That inward change, those inward emotions are finally being shown externally now. So whatever has been integrated on the inside is showing on the outside now. It's almost like they're stepping into their power, they're stepping into the truth. I'm seeing doors are opening for them. We have a lot of curtain imagery here, or door imagery. So again, the curtains are finally opening, the doors are finally opening, and the light is coming back in. So if they have been going through a bit of a darker time, some of them may have even fell into depression for a little bit of a while, maybe even struggling mentally, kind of like spiraling in space here, or spiraling within their own thoughts. They're finally coming back out of that now and into their body, and they are ready to soar, they are ready to fly. I am seeing that they have spent a lot of mental energy over the last 6 months going through things and thinking things over, and maybe even at a point where they are kind of stuck in that hanged man energy. But they are coming, and they are coming out of that now, and the path may be unknown to them. On both of these little signposts here, it says unknown to both of them, and it's almost like perhaps they were stuck on which decision they were going to be making because they couldn't see a path forward, they couldn't see a way forward. But once they realized that once they realized to follow their truth and to follow their own sense of divinity and their own spirituality and seeking out knowledge within themselves and actually listen to their intuition, they realized that if they were following their heart, that is what is going to lead them to their healing, to their happiness, to their value and what they are worth. It's almost like they chose a different path in life, or they're on a different path now. If this is someone who you're not in contact with, or you haven't even met yet, this could be the path that ultimately leads to you. They make that one decision, they make that one path, they choose themselves, and by choosing themselves, it leads them to you. We have 34 up here, 3 plus 4 equals 7. And so I did say we got, the number 7 here, moving to the number 8. I do see this as someone who is ascending and moving forward. I feel like they have been dealing with a lot of turbulent emotions here with the waterfall, but they've finally gained some kind of perspective or lesson out of that, and it's finally integrated. I just keep hearing integrated. So that spiritual knowledge has been integrated and almost transmuted now, and it has unlocked this new door and this new pathway that they are allowed to go down, and the things and the choices that they were making in the past that were no longer serving them, they've kind of let go of that now, and they're above it now with this wings. I am seeing a lot of white birds, so doves. This person may have a tattoo of a dove, or this person may have a tattoo of an angel or a cherub or something like that. I am seeing the white imagery, the white dove there, the angel here with the white wings, and there's also a dove there. So that may be symbolic for you and your twin flame connection, the two doves. And I'm hearing turtle doves as well. And I'm being drawn to the film Home Alone, where she gives Kevin the little turtle dove. I don't know if it's like a pin or a charm, or I don't know. It's the turtle doves, and it's two turtle doves. So that may be interesting, maybe something around Christmas time or New York, because that is from Home Alone 2, I believe, where they are lost in New York. But it's almost like two turtle doves finding their way back to each other. But yes, as I was saying with this number 7 up here, 3 + 4 = 7. 7 in numerology is a number of spirituality and divination. It's also the detective, the seeker, the curious cat. So I do feel like they have been on this journey of seeking out knowledge, even about themselves. They don't necessarily have to be a spiritual person, but even just, really getting to know themselves a little bit more. They may have been someone who was quite bogged down by other people, and it's almost like this person is choosing themselves. And again, you may mirror this. You may be mirroring this. You may be thinking, this sounds like me. And twin flames do act as a mirror, as a soul mirror, in a lot of scenarios. So if this is also you going through this, then you know that you are on the right path, and you are both mirroring this. Perhaps these paths here are both parallel, and you're both mirroring each other, but they're going to eventually conjoin, and that is when you meet. But it's almost like the more that you get to know yourself, the more that they get to know themselves and integrate things and be whole by themselves. Again, that word integrate is coming in. It's almost like it's a live wire. And that is what is going to ignite the connection. It's almost like that, wires as well, especially, you've got the earth, you've got the neutral, and you've got the other one. I don't know what it is because I'm not an electrician, but it almost feels like having to untangle all of these wires. But once you pick one, once you find the one that has the fault in it and you reignite it again, it's like everything starts working, all the lights turn on. Instead of just living in a house, this is the analogy Spirit's giving me right now, instead of just living in a house with like faulty wiring and walking around with lamps, it's going to be effortless when you realize that you can just turn on that switch and the whole house lights up, and you don't need to be carrying around all these lamps and candles everywhere. That could be representative baggage, carrying around all these lamps, trying to stay afloat, trying to see your way in the dark. And then all of a sudden, those wires get entangled. You find out where the fault is. You follow the path along. You follow the wire along, and then you finally find it, and you correct it, and you correct the path of that wire. And then all of a sudden, you can turn on all the lights, and you can see again, and it's effortless, and everything comes into focus. The doors are open. The sun can shine in again. The lights metaphorically will turn on again, and you can see again in the dark, and you can see all the beauty that is around you. And the more that you see your worth, the more that you value yourself and the things that you choose to surround yourself with, it's almost like you can see around you again. You've gone from this Milky Way being in the dark to finally having the lights turned on with this new spiritual understanding. So let's take a look at what they would like to say to you. So, what they would like to say to you. Some of these messages could resonate as if you've met them, and some may not resonate, especially if you've not met this person yet. So just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I'm going to pull 6. Oh, well, we got 3 straight off the bat. I hid who I really am. We've got I want to feel that way again. We've got it was my fault, but I blamed you. Three more, please, Spirit. Thank you. We have, I am becoming a better person, and I do really feel that. I do really feel like this person is stepping up. We have, I hide behind material things. I know I was a distraction from your pain. Let's see, yeah. So this person, if you have had, or if you've already met this person, they know that something that was their fault, but they blamed you for that. And perhaps they didn't have that spiritual level of understanding back then. Perhaps they were living quite an ego. Again, with this I hide behind material things and daughter value. Perhaps in the past that they were quite money driven. or they are quite money driven, but Spirit is saying, you know, this person can't hide who they really are from you forever, especially, you know, being their twin flame, you'll mirror them. So they're going to get triggered by that. Possibly you got triggered by that. And maybe it just didn't work out. But this person does want you to know that they are becoming a better person. They've had that time to reflect now. They've had that perspective. I do really feel that Hanged Man, Hermit kind of energy in tarot, that they've had their time now. They've had their little time out to really, gain some kind of new perspective on this. It almost feels like spiritual downloads. Again, integration just keeps coming through. They've really had to integrate that knowledge and that spiritual level of understanding, and that they do realize that they are at fault. There is some level of acknowledgement there for whatever has gone down between you. You know, it is their fault, and maybe not entirely, you know, it takes two, but it is, they do want to feel that way again. They are wanting to come back towards you. If you have never met this person, this just may be highlighting that in their past they were more connected to the ego and more connected to material things, and they had to wear a mask with other people, but they're not doing that anymore because they realize that doesn't make them happy, and they've had to choose a path. Even if it was a path that was lonely at first, they've ultimately chose themselves, and they take acknowledgement for the faults in their life and the things that they have gone wrong. But you know, they want to feel something. They are seeking something. They are seeking connection. They are seeking happiness. They are seeking truth. They are seeking understanding in some kind of way. So they are curious as to, you know, where that path could lead them. And finally, you know, coming a little bit more out of the root chakra and really trying to integrate the other higher chakras. It kind of feels like there might have been a clash between the root chakra and the crown chakra, and, you know, trying to find some balance in between that. So let's take a look at your little messages here. This could represent you or this person, especially if you've not met this person yet. It might give you a clue as to who they are. So again, these are super specific. If you know that you would never be with someone like this, or it's just not resonating for you, then don't take it. It might, not every message will be for you, but you know. Okay, so Spirit. So we have shorter hair. So you or this person may have shorter hair. We have summer. So we are in summer right now where I am in England. So it could be, you know, around this time of year is significant, a birthday, an anniversary. It could be that you're meeting this person in summer, or you met them during the summer. We have shorter hair and long hair. So there might be a difference, you know, between the last time you saw them, maybe it was shorter and now they've grown their hair out. Or, you know, when you last saw them, it was longer and now they've cut their hair. There might be some kind of hair change here. Someone's had their hair cut. Perhaps that's even you. Perhaps you've had a haircut recently and it might be like quite a drastic change. Owns a car. So you or this person could own a car. We have Netflix and chill. So perhaps this is something that you've been doing recently, or again, their energy is kind of like they have been in a Netflix and chill vibe. They've been in that Milky Way, that perspective down here, really taking time to themselves, being a little bit more of a hermit. You know, if you've not heard from this person, you know, it's not because they are being lazy. I do actually feel like that time was very much needed for them, so that things could flow effortlessly. It's almost like clearing the path. They were clearing out mental and spiritual and physical clutter in their life. We have curvy shape. So you or this person may have a curvy shape to their figure, to their face. You know, bigger hips, a curvaceous figure. We have female. This could be you or this person. And it could also be integrating the divine feminine as well. We have a farm/a ranch. Again, it's kind of given that like countryside, being alone, taking time out in nature. Perhaps they don't necessarily live on a farm or a ranch, but it's that metaphor, isn't it? Like going out to the farm and having a bit more of an easy, simple, relaxed way of life. You know, going back to the simple things, going back to the basics. And also, you know, they work hard. They're working hard on that land, you know, really attending to what their needs are, really attending to the needs of that land to keep them afloat, to keep them alive, to keep the livestock is important. And it's almost like this person has been really attending to those parts of themselves that really need nurturing as well, connecting back with the earth. We have dress as functional. So someone who dresses functional, not formal. Height, small. So this person may be shorter than average, or you may be shorter than average. We have jazz, so jazz music. We have humor. Again, this person may really love your sense of humor, or you love this person's sense of humor, or you will do if you've not met them yet. We have dreamy. Yeah, that we do have that Milky Way, like kind of like off in the clouds, off in fairyland over here with this Milky Way. Something really dreamy about them. Now, I'm also getting the Milky Way, the chocolate bar. I don't know if that's just like a UK thing, but the Milky Way chocolate bar. Someone may really love eating those. We have soft skin. Oh, that bit's annoying. We have soft skin. This person may have soft skin. They may even have like a Cancerian appearance to them. You know how cancers, especially if you have it in your big three, they can appear almost fleshy in the cheeks. Almost, I don't want to say, chipmunk cheeks, but a lot of people do refer to it as that, like, oh, cheeks that you could just pinch, like really soft, subtle skin. We have Capricorn. You or this person could be a Capricorn. But I did just say Cancer as well, and that's interesting because Cancer and Capricorn are sister signs. They are opposites in the zodiac. So perhaps this person is literally the opposite of you. You balance each other out in the best ways. We have Virgo. So yeah, Earth energy coming in here. Could be in their sun, moon, or rising, or their 7th house. We have wavy hair. We have something here about the hair. We've got shorter hair, long hair, wavy hair. So maybe this person is like really particular about their hair, or you are. They have like wavy hair. Again, it might be longer now. And they've grown it out a little bit more wavy. We have grey/silver hair. Something about the hair is very significant. Here, perhaps they are greying a little bit. We have female again twice. This could be someone who is integrating their divine feminine. They have been in their divine feminine energy. They've kind of been sitting back, receiving, being creative, integrating, and then that allows them, once they've integrated that, to then step out into their masculine, to really chase what it is that they need and want. You already know this person. So for a lot of you here, I want to say 70%, you already know this person. But for some of you, you may not. So again, only take that if that resonates. We have soft edges. Yeah, we have something like soft skin, soft edges. There's something very dreamy and almost very soft about this person, like the moon. The moon, Cancer energy, round, peachy. They may even have like baby face or like baby skin. When you like pull on the skin, it's like snaps back quick. It's soft, it's subtle, it's full of life, it's plump. We have hands. Something about their hands may be significant or attractive, or again, soft skin. They might have like really soft hands if you've ever touched their hands, their skin. And we have brown hair. Yeah, so we have brown hair here, or grey or silver. So they may have brown hair that's going a little bit grey or silver. They may also dye it grey or silver. That is a trend. That is a thing. Or they may dye it brown. They may have naturally brown hair. They may just kind of be letting their silver come through a little bit now as they've got older. So yes, I hope that resonated with you, pile number 1. Hit the like, drop a comment down below what you'd like to see in the next reading. I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are watching this in the world. And I hope to see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello everyone and welcome my pile number 2s. If you picked the Entangled, the number 13, we are going to get some messages from your twin flames higher self. So for some of you, you may have already met this person on Earth. For some of you, you haven't. But either way, we are going to tap in to their energies on what they'd like to say to you, what they are currently doing, what they are going through right now. So we're going to start off with the Oracle. Then we are going to get some more personal messages here, and then we are going to finish off with the little messages, specifics from the little Tupperware box. So from what I can tap in to your twin flames energy, again, remember this could also be mirroring you. So if you're kind of thinking I'm going through the exact same thing right now, that's just extra confirmation that you are on the right path. And that will eventually lead you to your path, to your union. So I am seeing the first thing that comes through with your twin flames energy is that there is a lot of focus on not only the heart chakra, but also the sacral or solar plexus chakra, the heart chakra and the solar plexus, there does seem to be a period of stillness within this person, and it is really a peaceful stillness. I don't feel like this person or your twin flame's higher self is in a place of turmoil with this retreat. You know, if this is someone who you know who has retreated from you, I don't feel it is because they are distressed. I know a lot of times people on earth, when they retreat into themselves, into hermit mode, it can be because they are going through some kind of mental anguish, or they are going through something deep within themselves. But I really do feel like this person has cultivated peace within themselves. There seems to be like a major word with every pile. So the pile number one's word was integrate, and pile number two, your twin flame's word to you is cultivate. I do really feel like they are cultivating happiness within themselves. It's almost like they have reached that place of personal healing, personal happiness, personal cultivation. I do really feel like they are intuitively finding their way through life and making choices that make them happy. I do really feel like they're almost in a still phase in their life right now with this new moon, this promise. The new moon is a phase of the moon, especially, you know, for people who work with the moon or work with witch magic or the moon cycles. The new moon often represents new beginnings. It is often a card of promise. You know, as you can see from the card, we've got the couple here looking out, and it's almost like, what's next for us? Because we're in this great period of stillness and rest and rejuvenation here, almost this like inner contemplative mode or inner contemplative mood. And it's almost like, what now from here? What now from here? What more could I possibly want? Because I've already cultivated so much peace within myself and stillness. It almost feels like this person's soul is quite still, quite relaxed, quite laid back. Perhaps this person, if they are spiritual, is doing a lot of meditation, is doing a lot of yoga work, dream work, breath work, things of that nature. I do really feel like they are happy. You know, we have the sun here. They have really cultivated abundance for themselves. They may also have Leo energy. You know, the sun here does rule over Leo in astrology. So they could have Leo in their sun, moon, or rising. I do feel like for some of you who were also drawn to pile one, pile two is a continuation of pile number one. It's like the next step in the journey. So if you did feel drawn to pile number one, you can go ahead and watch that as well if you would like, but only if you felt called to it, only if you were struggling to decide between the two, because it almost feels like pile number two is a continuation and a next step in the journey from pile number one. Pile number one just wasn't quite here yet, but it was like on the horizon, and this is like the continuation of that, being in that stillness, being in that lake, being in that new moon energy. We've moved from the waterfall down to the lake here. It may also, it feels like we have entangled anything that was keeping us back on our path. We have entangled ourselves from past people, past situations, past jobs, past things that were just no longer serving us. And we have now cultivated some kind of level of personal power and stability here. I am seeing a lot of ones. We've got the one here, we've got the one next to the 9 here, we've got the one next to the 41 here. We've got a 1 on every single card here, which to me is symbolic of personal power, and it also rules the first house, so how other people are perceiving us in astrology. The first house is ruled by Aries, and it also governs how people are perceiving us, our personality, how we show up in the world, what it is that we want, our outward face. So perhaps from the outside, people are looking in and thinking, wow, this person does seem actually really happy. This person seems well rested. This person seems at peace. We have Archangel Chamuel here. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. And we have patience. Archangel Jophiel, your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. It does feel like this person is kind of figuring out what it is that they want next. Okay, I've cultivated this peace and this patience within myself and this level of personal and healing and happiness, but they are so sure of themselves and so integrated with their intuition now, and there's almost this like back and forth of information, going between them, their intuition, their intuition, that it almost feels like, well, what next? Because I've already cultivated this within myself. What do I want next? What is it that I want next? And they may not even necessarily know, because they are so happy and fulfilled within themselves. They're not going out chasing anything. They're not chasing people, they're not chasing things, they're not chasing materialism. They're kind of just happy within themselves, doing their own thing. Perhaps, I can just see someone pottering around their garden, pottering around their flat or their home. And, they're kind of just happy there. They're happy doing their own thing. They're being a lot more laid back. It's not that they are retreating out of any kind of negativity or mental anguish, but they've kind of just created this like little piece of safe haven within themselves, and this little piece of heaven within their home life or their work life, that it's kind of like nothing is really being disturbed right now. But that also can make them feel like they're not really being challenged. How people say comfort zones are a nice place, but nothing ever grows there. They kind of feel nice and happy, but it's kind of like they don't really feel like they're being pushed or challenged. They're kind of riding the calm after the storm, and they're quite happy there. They would probably stay there forever if the universe didn't keep pushing them and nudging them in the right direction. But for now, they're kind of just happy, being by themselves and doing their own thing. And I kind of just see them really focusing within here. And again, that new moon, that promise, they might be in a period of, have you ever been in a period of your life where you're kind of just sat back and you're quite content with where things are, and you're like, well, what do I want to manifest next? What's on the horizon for me? It kind of just feels like that kind of energy, like, well, what is on the horizon for me? I've got this new moon energy, there's this promise of this future, new beginnings, even possibly together. Where do I want to go from here? Because, I've cultivated this piece and I'm quite happy here, and it's quite still and nice, and it almost feels like they wouldn't want to make a move that would disrupt that. But again, they may still have goals for the future. That doesn't mean that they're lazy. It doesn't mean that they're not going to chase anything in life ever again and never move and never grow as a person. But it does kind of feel like they are still watering those plants, that they are still watering those flowers. So there may be some level of stability that they are building towards. But what they are building is solid and of a solid structure. I'm seeing the 4 here on the card. 1 + 3 = 4. 4s are all about stability in numerology. You think how a table has 4 legs, a chair has 4 legs. It's very stable. So what they are building is slow, but very stable, very slow moving. So we do have Earth energy here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And you know how those Earth signs like to be a little stubborn as well. They move slow. If you think of the Pentacles in the deck, which is what Earth rules, it is one of the slowest moving, but it is also one of the most stable. When you grow a tree, it's almost like it takes a lot of time and effort and patience, but once it's there, it's there for life. Well, I hope so. But maybe this person isn't quite seeing the fruits of their labor yet. They're not, the apple tree is growing, but they're not quite seeing those apples pop out yet. But again, their dreams are blooming more quickly than what they think, but they are just kind of in a little bit more of a still period of their life. What it is that they want to work towards. I do feel like they are communicating on some level with spirit, whether they are spiritual or not. They are gaining some kind of spiritual information, and they are even listening to their intuition and going with that gut feeling, and going within. I do really feel like the focus is within themselves. They're not really seeking anything outside of themselves externally right now. They are cultivating. That is the word of this reading. They are cultivating. And again, cultivating is a thing as well. In gardening and in farming, we cultivate the crop. So perhaps they are on their way to cultivating the seeds that they have planted earlier on. Okay, so let's see what messages they have for you. Some of these may resonate if you've met this person in the past, so some may not. So I'm going to get 6 cards and we're going to see what comes through. It just really depends if you've already met this person or not. Some of them can be a little bit more 3D based, but what do they want to say? I wonder if you are happy without me. So they may even be thinking that, even if they've not met their person yet, you were the best thing in my life. If you've already met this person, or perhaps, again, if you've not met this person, you are going to be the best thing in my life. And they're kind of wondering like, I wonder if my future person, how are they doing? Are they happy right now? what are they doing for themselves? I hope that my future person's happy. You know, if you've not met this person yet. You and I were too young. So if you've already met this person, there's maybe someone who you met when you were younger and it just wasn't the right time. Again, those flowers needed time to grow and develop by themselves. You know how sometimes if you like overwater a plant, it like kills it and it rots. Sometimes you have to step back and let the flower do its own thing. Let the plant or the tree do its own thing. We have, I want to tell you how I feel. I want to feel that way again. And we have, it was my fault, but I blamed you. So yeah, some of the cards are repeating from the previous pile, so it does make me wonder, like, if you were drawn to both. It kind of is a continuation of that. If you've already met this person, they do want to tell you how they feel, because, you know, they do want to feel that way again. It almost feels like they're feeling a lot right now. They're in their emotions. They're really tapped in. They're really in tuned into their emotional and spiritual and physical body right now. And they're almost really trying to ground their energy and get something to grow off the ground. It almost feels like they're trying to cultivate something, but it's been in the mental realm. It's been in the spirit realm, and they're trying to like cultivate that crop. But it might just need a little bit more time and a little bit more patience. Perhaps it needs a little bit more sunlight. It needs a little bit more light shedding on something before that knowledge or that thing, or, you know, whatever it is that they are cultivating is ready to be cultivated. They do want to say that you were the best thing in their life, that, you know, you are like a son to them, or you will be. You are this light, you are this happiness. And, you know, if you've not even met this person yet, your twin flame is kind of wondering what you're doing, what you're up to. Oh, I wonder if you're happy without me. I wonder, you know, if my future person, you know how sometimes you might think about, you know, I haven't met the love of my life yet, but I wonder what they're doing right now. I hope that they're happy and, you know, they're on their way to me, and I wonder what they're doing without me, that kind of thing. It might be a case of you have met this person when you were younger, but it just wasn't the right time. Again, it needed some sunlight. It needed to grow. You needed to grow separately before you could come together. Things have been kind of like going on. You might be meeting this person in the spirit realm or the dream realm. I am seeing that you might be connected through this seventh chakra here. Again, they might be connecting to you through meditation on some kind of subconscious level. So perhaps in dreams, or perhaps even telepathically, or again, you might be mirroring each other's lessons spiritually right now. But if there is something that they want to apologize for, they do acknowledge that it was their fault. And it's almost like, I want to feel that way again. I want to feel that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get your messages. These are super specific, so please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I know people hate when people say that, oh, take what resonates is just such a cop-out because you didn't get it right. But if you think of how many people are watching these readings sometimes, you know, not every message is going to be for you. It could represent you, or it could represent this person, their higher self, your higher self. So, you know, and if you've not met this person yet, it might give you a clue as to who they are to watch out for. So, please give us some messages, Spirit. We have rock, metal, or grunge. So this person may be into that kind of music. You know, they could go to some rock or metal festivals, concerts. I'm seeing like Doc Martens. We have West. This could be a last name, or it could be that this person is to the west of you. We have foreign background, so perhaps this person has some kind of foreign background. Perhaps they are multilingual or bilingual, or they have ancestry that is from another country that is different to yours. We have slim build. This person could, or you could be a slim build. We have mysterious. You or this person is a little bit more mysterious. Again, because they like being by themselves. Like, they're quite happy by themselves. They've cultivated so much peace within themselves. They don't need to go seeking externally. They don't need to gossip. They don't need anything from anyone, because they've realized their abundance and their happiness and their peace is within themselves. So maybe it's really difficult for this person to let anyone in, because it's almost like you're not competing with other people, you're competing with my peace. And I don't want my peace to be disturbed, because I've done all this work on myself, and I don't want you coming in here treading all over my garden, or this garden that I've created for myself. We have loves reading, so perhaps this person loves reading, or you love reading. We have fantasy sci-fi. I was literally gonna say perhaps this person loves like reading in fantasy land, and then literally the fantasy sci-fi comes in. You know, like they like reading all kinds of like, I don't know. I don't really read much these days. I don't get a chance to, but you know, maybe like fantasy books, angels, demons, fairies, elves, gnomes, goblins, dragons, things that's not really real in this world. We have wavy hair. Maybe they're a bit more of a fantasist because they like going within. You know, think someone who might like poetry or art or something like that. Like it's very personal to them. They like things that are very unique. They might be a little bit hard to figure out because again, they might be a little bit more quiet. We have cafe, so they may regularly go to a certain cafe, or you do. Perhaps they always like, I'm seeing someone on the way to work pick up a morning coffee or iced coffee for some of you. Perhaps you're going to meet them in a cafe. Wears a hat or head garment. Perhaps this person wears something that is traditionally cultural to them. Perhaps this person likes to wear a baseball cap or a beanie or something like that. We have dreamy. Yeah, I did say that this person may have like dreamy kind of quality to them. Kind of like they're happy in their own little fantasy land over here at times, or maybe you are. We have loves nature. Yeah, that makes sense. I do feel like they do like to be outside, especially with this like gardening card here. Maybe they don't necessarily garden, but perhaps they like going on countryside strolls. Something like that. We have soft skin. Some of these things are crossing over from the last one. So yeah, pile number 1. We have buzz cut. Perhaps this person has a buzz cut, or perhaps they have the sides of their head shaved. We have average build. So we have got slim build and average build. So they might be slim to average build. We have quick tempered. Maybe this person has got a little bit of a quick temper, or you do. Again, they might get their back up about things, especially if like something threatens their peace. They might like get their back up like, well, who are you to tell me that, you know? Wears jewelry. I feel like anything that kind of like threatens their peace, they're like, no. They might even be a little bit defensive about it because it's like, well, they've spent all this time cultivating. Why would they let anyone ruin it? We have strong legs. We have a mutual friend. So you may know this person through a mutual friend, or you will meet through a mutual friend, perhaps in a cafe somewhere. Small lips, so they may have smaller lips than average, or you do. We have mixed music taste. Yeah, so we do have the rock, metal, grunge, and the mixed music taste. This person may heavily be into music. It's given like Pisces energy. They may have like a Pisces kind of nature to them. So Pisces may be significant. They may be like a Pisces moon, or you are. We have atheist. Okay. Maybe you or this person is an atheist or was once an atheist. So they might not connect to spirit in traditional ways, but they might connect to spirit through nature, through Mother Earth, or they connect to spirit through their daydreaming. That's actually how they manifest. Or they connect to spirit through music. Music might be something that they are deeply connected to. So it's almost like they are connected to spirit even if they don't actively realize that they are. So yeah, okay, that was your reading, pile number 2. I hope that resonated and that you enjoyed that reading. Hit the like, drop a comment down below and tell me what you'd like to see in the next one. I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are in the world, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye, pile 2. Hello and welcome to your reading, my pile number 3s. If you picked the over your shoulder, number 10, this is going to be your reading on your twin flames higher self. Now, as I've said to the other piles, you may know this person, you may have already met them, but it's also possible that you might not have met this person yet. So I'm going to try and explain it from both sides, whether you've met them or not, and we're going to see what their messages are for you. Now, also please remember that your twin flame is a soul mirror. So if this is kind of sounding a lot like you, just know that, you are mirroring your twin flame's journey right now as well. You might both be mirroring each other and going through the same thing spiritually. So if that happens, that's absolutely okay. That just means that you are on the right path because you're mirroring each other, and eventually that will lead to union, hopefully. Okay. So for what I'm seeing for your energy, pile number 3, is your twin flame. They're kind of sat back right now. I kind of want to laze and sit around more so than I have for the other piles. I'm kind of like sat back on the chair, arm back around on the chair. So I feel like your twin flame might be a person who like sits quite laid back on furniture. I know that's like a really random first thing to channel, but you know, kind of like how someone would put their arm back over a chair and just kind of like lays and cross one leg over the other, or put one leg over their knee or something like that. They kind of like lays and sit back like that. Maybe they're a little bit more relaxed and chilled back in nature. However, this person is going through a lot. I feel like even in adversity, this person is just kind of like sat back, going with the flow. Like nothing really phases this person. I do feel like they are quite resilient. They are kind of going through it right now, I will say, more so than I was picking up for the other piles. And not in a bad way, but I do really feel like they are transcending some kind of karma. They might be dealing with something in their ancestral lineage that is quite hostile. I do feel like they are a fighter, they are a warrior, pile number 3, and it's almost kind of, they have this feeling like they're always looking over their shoulder. They literally might be looking over their shoulder into their past right now, or perhaps you are even doing that. The things and the people and the family and the ancestral karma and the ancestral trees and the things that came before them, and it almost feels like this is my breaking generational curses pile, this is my spiritual warrior pile, this is my, star seeds who are doing it differently in this life, that are being innovative, that are fighting and building a new pathway for others. These are my spiritual warriors. So yeah, your twin flame is very much in their power right now, very much transcending karma. We also have the symbol of the snake here, the eagles, so they might have a lot of you might be seeing a lot of imagery like that now. Eagles, snakes, anything to do with, animals. You may have like a certain spirit animal with you, or they may have a certain spirit animal. It could be like a symbolic token for you, or is it a token? Totem. It might be a symbolic totem for you right now. The spirit of the eagle or the spirit of the snake. I do kind of feel like your twin flame's higher self is looking out for you spiritually as well. They might be, while you're out here doing all of this spiritual work and fighting the good fight and trying to create abundance for yourself, I do feel like your spiritual, what am I going on about? Why am I having, okay. Let me just say this. Your twin flame might have a problem with words or a hard time communicating with words. So the way that they look out for you is kind of like they look over you. They kind of like find the snakes in the grass for you, whilst you're going through while you're fighting the good fight over here, whilst you're being your little spiritual warrior self. It kind of feels like they're the ones looking out for you over your shoulder, right? They're the ones clocking your 6 because they can see it. They can see it from above here. Eagles, I read this actually the other day, which is interesting that the eagle cards come out because I wouldn't have known this prior. But the eagle is the highest flying bird, or at least I think from my knowledge. So it does feel like your twin flame's higher self is actually really looking out for you from above. And it's higher than what you can see, okay? So they have the spiritual perspective. They have that higher perspective. And whilst they might not always be able to communicate with you in words, they are clocking your 6, okay? They are honouring you and watching over you whilst you navigate your own life path, your own teaching, your own learning, your own lessons. I kind of feel like you're out here fighting it, pile number 3. You might have had really rough lessons or really rough situations in your life, and your twin flame's higher self is actually really looking out for you. In some of the other piles, I was picking out more of like a 3D earth-based energy and what was going on with their twin flame's higher self. They was kind of explaining what their twin flame was doing in the 3D. This kind of feels like I'm more tapping into the 5D. So you might not have even met this person yet. You might not have any like one to compare a twin flame to on Earth. But it does feel like your twin flame's higher self is reaching out to you and looking out for you more than what you think. Like they literally might be over your shoulder, or if you're looking over your shoulder, they're clocking the other way for you. It does kind of feel like when you're on some kind of like military mission, it's like, right, I've got you 6 and we're calling out, 6 o'clock here, 3 o'clock there. This person really does have the higher perspective. It feels like these messages are coming more from the higher self than some of the other piles. Again, some of the other piles, it kind of felt like the messages were coming from their 3D self. And, in the past I was doing this, but I'm kind of doing this in life right now. And for those of them that are not in communication or communion, But this kind of feels like it is their higher self that is watching over you. So they may be part of your actual spirit team, or they may be helping you transcend some kind of teaching and learning that allows you to unlock this next step in your journey, to unlock this DNA, to unlock this ancestral karma or this ancestral even gift. You may really have a gift. It almost feels like this is more directed towards you. Like this is what your higher self is seeing about you. And again, in the other piles, it was kind of like this is what represented them in the 3D. But it's almost like their higher self is referencing this is actually you, which is interesting. So the moon cycles here, notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations and capitalize upon these cycles. You might be really tapping in more into your divine feminine right now, but it's almost like you've had to be in your masculine for quite a while. You know, you've had to be out here on the front lines fighting it, pile number 3. You know, you might have had to really fight for your abundance, or you've had to really fight for your peace. And there almost might be this like appreciation of your twin flames higher self, that you're putting in the work and you're doing that, and that's ultimately what's going to lead you to them. There's this feeling of like they're proud of you for this blossoming abundance here. They struggle with words because I'm stuttering like mad. They might really struggle to even show their appreciation, but they're doing it in the ways that which they show up for you spiritually. So they might not even need to say anything, but that act of looking out for you is their form of love to you. We have communion here. It does kind of feel like that this path does lead to communion, and it leads to union. It leads you to finding your soul tribe. It leads you to finding your person. But it's almost like you have to fight your way through the forest. I'm seeing someone literally having to like fight down trees and fight down overgrown weeds and grass, and it's almost like it's been a fight, but ultimately you will reach this clearing where it's beautiful and you can finally see again. And you might not be seeing the whole picture right now. It's almost like your twin flame is guiding you because they see the bigger picture. They're guiding you whilst you're in here and you can't see the path ahead, right? Because you've got all these overgrown trees and branches around you, and you're just kind of focused on just getting through it. Just attack that one more branch, just attack that one more bush, just attack that like one more vine and that snake in the grass. Like you can't see it, but they are like watching above you on that way to union. And then they have this like appreciation that wow, you're really going through it to get to them and to get to that clearing. And it's almost like they can see the path and the end result, but you might not be seeing that yet because you're still in that phase of that teaching, that learning, that transcending, that, you know, you're just in survival mode, like out here trying to fight the good fight, right? You're trying to like really step into your personal power and figure out who you are, and this journey's been like long and tumultuous and tough, but there is this appreciation at the end that you will finally get to reap what you sow with those flowers here. You will finally get that reciprocation. I am kind of seeing the 6 of Cups with this energy here. The 6 of Pentacles with this energy here. 1 + 5 = 6. We have the appreciation, and the 6 of Pentacles in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, it is 2 hands in equal give and exchange. You are finally going to meet your match, and it is going to be equal in reciprocation, even if your love languages are different, I'm hearing. So yeah, I do feel like you will reach this blossoming abundance. And the number 3, it does represent the Empress. So it does feel like they are watching you turn into this Empress energy over here, and they are full appreciation. I really do feel like they are trying to help you step more into your divine feminine, even from above, right? Even from their higher self. They're really trying to help you tap into your ancestral lineage as well, and the gifts that you have. And they do have this higher perspective, and they might only be allowed to step in so much. With this teaching and learning, keep an open mind and learn new ideas, then teach these ideas to others. So there may be something that you are learning that then allows you to teach other people. You know, there might be something, you know, these life lessons, they allow you to tap into the moon and manifest and capitalize upon that. But also there may be things and life lessons that you need to learn that allows you then to teach other people. Perhaps you will write a book, perhaps you'll become a teacher, perhaps you'll become a spiritual mentor or something of that nature. But it's almost like everything that you are going through is not for nothing. Even if it feels hostile now, they are above you whilst you're walking through this forest, and they are like clocking the snakes behind you. They are over your shoulder. They are literally, you know, they are looking out for you spiritually. And they are trying to point you in the direction to that clearing. But it almost feels like the way to that clearing is difficult. But once you get there, it's full of this abundance you see on you know, on this card here. And again, really stepping into your Empress energy, your divine feminine, your fertile energy here. It does really, you know, resonate. So let's kind of see what they would say to you. These might not resonate, especially if, you know, you've not met this person yet, because I do feel like for a lot of you, you've probably not met this person on Earth yet. It kind of feels like you're connecting. One of you is high up, one of you is down here. One of you is down here fighting the fight, one of you is like up above looking out, right? So, because some of these messages, they're like if you've already met this person, but we'll see, we'll take it how it resonates. I'll pull 6. I want to tell you how I feel, but yeah, this person is really terrible with words. We got, I am so attracted to you. These cards have kind of come out here. I am so attracted to you. They do really think that you're attractive. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. So perhaps, you know, if they are in spirit and you've not met this person yet, they find it really hard to like be so, it feels like your worlds apart, like you're so far apart. I'm stuttering so bad with this pile. This person feels like they're tripping over their words, like they just don't know what to say to you or how they would say it. We have, I feel you leaving me behind. So perhaps, you know, they see you going down this path, or, you know, and they kind of feel a little bit behind, or like they're not in on it. They want to be in on your world, but they're not allowed. I knew exactly what I was doing. Whoa. What's going on here? The timing just wasn't right for us. I wanted 6, but you know, my life is not as together as it seems. We have, I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. Yeah, there is this appreciation down here that I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. And, you know, what you continue to teach this person by living your own life and in your own path and in your own power, you continue to teach this person. And we have, I left when I saw you with someone. So again, maybe at the time, if you've already met this person, maybe at the time it just wasn't right because you were with someone else or they were with someone else. Where I am not available at the bottom of the deck. It almost feels like it just wasn't right at the time. But I don't know, I feel like you or this person are currently going through a lot of spiritual lessons right now. And their higher self is really looking out for you. It's probably the closest of all the piles, the higher self. Because again, it felt like I was picking up on more 3D energies and what they were doing in 3D. But I do feel like this is more like 5D, like they are in the 5D right now. I am picking up more of a spiritual connection here, maybe more so than the other piles. Like it feels like it's the connection is kind of happening more spiritually right now, or like more in the ethers. And I do feel like you are transcending a lot of baggage. You are raising your frequency. But again, there is only so much that they can intervene. Perhaps if you're wondering like why you've not met this person yet, the timing just wasn't right. There's things that you both had to learn and teach other people. You know, you had other spiritual contracts with other people. Perhaps you were destined, you know, to be with other people and be their spiritual lesson. They were destined to be with other people and, you know, they had to fulfill their spiritual contracts with other people somewhere else. And you had to become this version of yourself before you could meet them. There was a level of, you know, teaching and learning here with the Archangel Zadkiel over here. So let's go ahead and get your final messages. This could be you or them. These are going to be very specific. So please just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. You know, not every single message is going to come out for you. Because again, this is a general reading. So we have plays sports. Maybe this person plays sports or you play sports. Perhaps they, you know, someone who has to burn off a lot of energy. We have height small, so this could be you or them. We have mutual friends, so you could meet this person, or mutual friends. You could meet this person through mutual friends, or you have mutual friends, or that's how you will meet. We have calm/safe, which is funny. I actually have that tattooed on me as my mantras. This person does really feel calm and safe to you. I feel like if you've dealt with a lot of people who trigger your nervous system, who, you know, downplay you, or their energy just doesn't feel nice to you, it rubs you up the wrong way, or it makes you like really giddy and overexcited. I do feel like this person does really make you feel calm and safe. even if you are really attracted to them, right? And, you know, I'm not saying that you'll never have butterflies in your stomach, obviously. You know, if you really love this person and you fall in love with them, you probably will still feel that. But this person's energy just feels very calm and safe and nurturing to you. And maybe it's like their energy is very calm and safe. So again, they might not be one to like talk a lot or yap a lot, or again, they might not be very good with words, but their energy and their presence is what matters. We have piercings, tattoos, scars, or markings. So that could be you or this person. They may have, you know, a significant tattoo, piercing, a lot of them. We have cafe. You may meet this person in a cafe. They may go to a cafe regularly. They might really like coffee. We've got golf. Very posh. We have curly hair. So perhaps you or this person has curly hair naturally, or they curl it. We have romantic. I do feel like this person or you know, they are romantic at heart, but I just feel like they might not be great with words. So they might show it to you in different ways. They might show you appreciation in other ways. We have Capricorn. Could be in their sun, moon, or rising. We have atheist. Perhaps this person isn't inherently spiritual, but they have a very calming presence about them. We have their mouth or smile may be significant, or perhaps yours. Perhaps that's something that you really love about them, their smile. I'm seeing nice teeth. We have nighttime. So you may meet them at nighttime through mutual friends or through a cafe. Nighttime cafe. I don't know what's out there these days. We have shaggy hair. So we might have like shaggy, curly hair. There we go. Their hair might be significant. It might be slightly on the longer side. A bit more shaggy than what, you know, you're used to. We have Atlantis. So you may have had a past life in Atlantis with this person. Perhaps they're quite drawn to the water. Again, they have a very calm, safe energy about them. There might be something almost extraterrestrial about them or otherworldly. We have love, science, or FBI. They might like true crime. You might like true crime. You might really love science or physics, chemistry, that kind of thing. We got fantasy and sci-fi. Yeah, they might really kind of like, they like watching the shows like that. Sciencey, FBI, fantasy, sci-fi. There's something a little bit otherworldly about them or their energy, or that they like that. We have their eyes, something significant or piercing about the eyes. You would never forget this person's eyes or smile. And we have long hair. Yeah, there's something about the hair here. It could be your hair as well. But their hair kind of feels more like long or on the shaggy side, on the curly side, a little bit more untamed. There's something a little bit untamed about this person's appearance, okay? You know, a little bit rough around the edges. They might have piercings or tattoos or scars or some kind of marking on them. That it stands out. It stands out. Yeah, I do really feel that. They might kind of like be into the more rogue things, I want to say. They might like be into the more the weird kind of stuff of life, the more spooky and spoopy kind of stuff. They might be that type of person that they might be a night owl. They like to stay up late at night. Yeah, or they're kind of person. They're the type of person that would like stay up till 2 a.m. talking about conspiracy theories or FBI unsolved cases or fantasy shows. Or I'm hearing like Lord of the Rings and you know, House of the Dragon and Harry Potter and that kind of thing. And what is it, R.R. Martin? I forgot what he's called. That guy who does the House of the Dragon stuff and the Game of Thrones. I do feel like they are actually deeply romantic at heart, but they might just have a bit of more of a trouble time showing it. This might be like, yeah, the mysterious bad boy, but, you know, they have that level of softness and that inner romantic deep within. They might even like look intimidating to other people, you know, again, like, oh, why would you be into that kind of stuff? Or why would you play that sport? Or, but I do feel like their energy to you, at least, it is very calm and safe. But I feel like maybe only you get that version of them. Only you get that version of them that's... Everyone else might be terrified of them, but they're your protector in the physical and in the spiritual. They are very calm and safe, and you feel very calm and safe around them. So, yeah, that's what I have for you, pile number 3. I hope that you enjoyed that reading and it resonated. Hit the like, drop a comment down below. Tell me what you'd like to see in the next reading. I hope that you have a great morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are located in the world, whatever you're doing. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, pile number 3.